Hey now, today I'm making some hot sauce and I'm excited to try sort of a new spin on my carrot habanero hot sauce. That original recipe that I had utilized orange habaneros. However, I got my hands on a giant case of these beautiful, spicy red habaneros and I'm going to be sort of tweaking that recipe and playing around with it a little bit. So come along for the ride. Now, this recipe is going to be utilizing my Instant Pot precision cooker method. However, if you don't have either one of those or just one of those, I mean, you are welcome to, instead of cooking the vegetables with an Instant Pot, you can certainly oven roast them. That's going to give a little bit of different character because you're going to get a little bit of a char and stuff in there. But the whole point is to get them nice and soft so you can blend them. And when it comes to the pasteurization or sterilization of the finished hot sauce, you could certainly use a pressure canner for that. However, I really like using the precision cooker for that. I find that it's sort of a gentler pasteurization method and it doesn't, kind of change the color and stuff like that. I find it a little bit fresher tasting, but either way, let's do it. Now, you can't make a carrot habanero hot sauce without carrots. So I have 2 pounds of carrots here. What I did with them was just wash them, peel them, and I'm cutting them into 1 to 1.5 inch chunks here. I've got 1.5 pounds of orange bell peppers. You could certainly use yellow or red for this. However, I'm just trying to stick with as much orange color as possible. So that's why I'm doing this. With these peppers, I'm taking them, I'm getting the stems and the seeds out, and then I'm just cutting them up into some chunks. The whole recipe here will be in the video description as well, if you would like to check it out there. And that was 3 large orange peppers that gave me that 1.5 pounds. I have 4 ounces of peeled garlic here. All I did was go and cut off the little root ends. And I have 1 sort of medium small yellow onion. Just going to cut that up into some chunks like this. I would like to get a little bit of citrus in this time as well. So I'm going to take 1 orange here and I'm just going to cut off the skin and as much of that pith as I can, and then I'll just quarter it. And of course, I need my red habaneros. I have 12 ounces of these, and my plan for the habaneros is to simply cut off the stems, split them into half, and they are then ready to go into this recipe. So we're ready to hit the Instant Pot here, so we're just going to get everything into there. I'm going to start off with those carrots in the bottom. You have the garlic, the onions, the orange peppers in there. Of course, the habaneros.
The pain.
Oh no, I don't want to touch that one with my hand. The orange. And then I've got some fresh oregano. This is actually 30 leaves. Then we'll wash all that down with 4 cups of white 5% acetic acid vinegar. And in the Instant Pot, we're just going to do this on a manual 5 minutes. After that pressure cook, I let this just sort of sit here for 15 minutes, and now I'm going to release that pressure. Look at that. Beautiful, colorful veg in there. Yeah, don't breathe in too much right now. So we're at the point where we need to get this all blended up. This is always the most exciting and terrifying part of this operation. The deal here is I'm going to fill up this glass blender. I like using my glass one for this instead of the plastic one. I'm going to fill it up halfway with peppers and that vinegar and any of the juices that have come out. You go much more full than that, you are just asking for a world of hurt, because since this is still very, very hot, it's going to be tempted to try to explode out as it gets blended. Now, the other ingredients that are still going to go into this for now, I've got a teaspoon each of peppercorns and kosher salt and a tablespoon of some smoked paprika. Just going to dump those in now before I forget about them. Now, the trick to getting this to blend here without having any sort of a mishap is to just cover it up. I have a little towel on here. All I'm going to do initially is pulse it a couple of times for a little initial blend. That lid just wants to go. I'm gonna just burp it here a little bit, get a bit of that pressure out from that steam, and pulsing it again until it's kind of going, and then we can let it rip. All right, here we are. Let that go for a couple of minutes. We're all nice and smooth. I'm going to be putting it all, because this is going to be several batches, going to be putting it into this large stainless vessel. I like to just deflect everything off of this rubber scraper here, just to avoid any sort of splash up or anything like that. This will be some spicy sauce. I don't need that kicking around the kitchen. And I'm going to repeat until it is all blended. And that is our final batch. So I'm just going to get this all into this bowl here, mix it up, and then it is time to sample and see if we want to do anything from here. Sample time. You all right?
That's a hot one.
That's hot. Woo! Mmm. Not as hot as that other one, but yeah, that's warm. All right, we're gonna debate and see what we want to do with this. All right, so we do want to sweeten this up and give it maybe just a little hint of fruit. So we've got a ½ liter here, or a couple of cups of a mango pineapple juice. Just gonna mix it up here quick with a whisk and do another little sample.
The best and the worst part of hot sauce making is the repeated tastes.
Right.
It's like the hot wing challenge.
Once more under the breach. Once more.
Not that I'll be able to tell.
I'm definitely getting a lot of that mango out of this now. Ooh. I like what that did. Then finally, we've got 1 cup here of just, nicely hacked down golden brown sugar. I'm gonna mix that in here. We think that might kind of help bridge the gap between the fruit and the the heat and the acidity and all that. Bring a little bit more balance to it. I'm gonna whisk this up here and sample one more time. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm sniffling nor am I sweating. I refuse to admit to such things. But I'm gonna try this out here. Oh, I like what that did. I think we want to get a little bit more sort of umami thing going on here too, so we're going to add a teaspoon of some MSG. All right, that completely did everything we wanted to do, so it's time to package. We've got some 250 ml or 8 ounce mason jars, some wide mouth ones here. That's what we're going to use for some of this at the very least. These have been sanitized. You can do that with your dishwasher on a sterilization setting, or we do have a Star San sanitizer that we used here just to sanitize these up. We use them in home brewing and all that. If you have it, you know. And it's really good stuff, so highly recommend it. I'm going to fill these up to about ½ an inch from the top and get the lids on. So now into the precision cooker hot water bath we go with these jars. We have all these jars here in the hot water bath. We've got it set up at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to give it at least a couple of hours here and it will pasteurize. Well, anytime after 2 hours these are ready. They've been in here almost 2.5 hours. I'm going to pull them out and let them cool. So that recipe made the equivalent of 14 of these 250 ml or 8 ounce jars of this red habanero carrot sauce. I let this red habanero carrot hot sauce just rest on the counter overnight to kind of cool down. I'm looking very much forward to trying it. Look at that, just beautiful, vibrant orange color here. Oh man, it's a gorgeous sauce. Let's have a little taste. So coming in the front door, there's a little bit of sweetness there with that brown sugar. There's that mango pineapple juice. You get a little bit of that sort of dank mango as well. The carrots provide a little bit of sweetness there as well, but kind of also that earthiness. There's the garlic, the onion. Then I'm getting a bit of that oregano character in there too, which really plays nicely with this. And of course, we have those nice, super spicy red habaneros. This is like definitely a solid medium heat hot sauce. And I mean, that's medium in between, nothing and oh my goodness, I'm dying. So really, really quite tasty. This will be awesome on all kinds of food, as a condiment, on burgers, all kinds of stuff. Dipping things. I can't wait to just use the heck out of this. So there you go. If you find that tantalizing, certainly try it out. And if you do, let me know how it goes. And until next time, keep it at 11.